Welcome to Dare to Be Seen, episode 6. This is an interview series where we are bringing forward conversations with soul-led, mission-led women who are leading global communities and brands through their authentic visibility. As a result of saying yes to the deep work of overcoming the visibility blocks, ancestral blocks, which want to feel safe as they give themselves permission to be all that they came here to be and be a mirror, a fractal of light for others. Beautiful soul, this is episode 6 and I want to start by saying the first 5 episodes have been extraordinary. Each one of these brings a different flair, a different flavor, a different aspect of patterns, of angles, of programs, also of gifts that come when you are on the journey of shining in the world with your gifts and offering your gifts in the world. So I highly recommend that you watch the first 5 episodes. The guests have been incredible, beautiful conversations, and they are here on my page on Mission Soul here on Instagram. And we are creating also a page where you're going to be able to come and binge watch all the episodes. So really excited about all this. And before I bring my guest for today, I want to let you know that on the other side of saying yes to being all that you came here to be and allowing others to receive the reflection of the light that channels through you, there is a whole new earth that gets to be created. We are here to create a more egalitarian, a more just world for us all. And you are a key player. And so through this Instagram series, it is our intention to give you beautiful quotes to amplify yourself more. Tools, words that you're gonna hear, codes, there's so much of that. And all of this stems from a beautiful 3-day free event, a very advanced quantum healing and soul mission oracular experience brought to you by Mission Soul and myself called Born to Be Seen. The name, Born to Be Seen. And the link to receive it is in Mission Soul's bio. You can also go to the highlights. It's going to be a very powerful journey, channeled and facilitated to you with so much love. And so our invitation is for you to learn more, sign up and join. And today I have the honor to receive a beautiful woman. Her name is Anna Marie. And I'm calling her now into the stage. Yay! Yay, Lani! Having Anna Marie jumping. There you are. Beautiful soul. How are you?
Hello. I can't see you at the moment. Can you see me though?
I can't see you. Let me. Can you see me? Or
No, I can't actually. I've got a black screen where you should be at the moment, so I
wow.
could see you.
Yeah, yesterday we had some like the same thing happening, but the interview came out fine. So I don't know if you want to try jumping off and jumping back in, but if not, oh my goodness, then I'm gonna be like a black voice from the voice.
No, I was really enjoying. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't mind. Either way is good, really. But maybe I'll jump off quickly and just see if we can connect because it'd be lovely to see you.
Yes. Okay, let's give it a go.
Okay, one more go. Okay.
Here, yeah. Yes, Lani is saying this is what happened to me. Oh my goodness. Yes. It's so interesting. And this morning I had another interview and that didn't happen. So I really don't know what's up. I'm curious to know if we're on Mercury retrograde or some sort of, there's always like something cosmic to blame. So yeah, I'll look into that. So, and let's see if Anne Marie can join us. And I'm gonna invite her to join. Let's see. All right. Okay. I can see. 1 second. Okay. Almost there. Almost there.
Wow, I don't even, I have to flip because I'm in Perth. I'm actually having to be indoors and now I have to try and flip. Oh, there we go. Hang on.
Yeah.
There we are.
Okay. Can you see me now?
I can't, but that's okay. I think we'll just have to go with what's happening, and which is such a shame because I'd love to be able to speak to you face to face. Gosh, this is the first time we get to speak face to face.
I know. Well, we'll have to trust. We'll have to trust that I'm there. It's all good. That's
So,
your beautiful face, so it's all good.
oh,
Um,
what?
well, Angel, thank you so much for saying yes to be here today. And I would love to start by asking you if you can share with us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and who your work is for.
Okay, so for those that don't know me, my name is Anne-Marie Hughes. I'm a quantum healer, a soul gift accelerator, and a grid worker. And I'm here to help people that have done a lot of energy work, but they just want to step into their next iteration of self. So I really help to activate the codes within and get them to step into their purpose fully. So I work a lot with ascended masters in the quantum. So they do all the heavy lifting. They do all the work for us. Previously, I worked in corporate, so I've done all the other things. And just over the last, oh gosh, I guess it'd be 8 years now, I've started working doing this kind of work. So it's been a journey, and it's been so rewarding. And one of the biggest things that I've had to take on board is just to surrender and go with the flow. And right now, like I guess we're having to do that today with technology. We're being tested all the time. All the time, there's a test.
That's so funny. Yes, it's like one more one more time. Surrender one more time. Okay, wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And well, in this series, we love asking you guys like about your experience with visibility and going from starting to post and showing up into then like, whoa, the programs that emerge as a result of daring to be seen with your soul gifts. So could you share with us a little bit of what has been your experience as you have stepped into greater levels of being seen with your channel work, my love?
Oh my gosh, what a journey. That's all I could say. It is a journey, and it is all about trusting and surrender and having faith. When I started it, I had so many programs around well, like basically everything that I loved. So like I literally had shut down a lot of things that I loved. So with my inner child and being, brought up a certain way in a certain family, a certain religion, narcissistic people, I was shut down a lot. So my inner child was shut down. My intuition was shut down. And I had to learn to work out what I actually loved. And what I do love is working with the other realm. My moon's in Scorpio. And, like I just love the unseen, and I've always been able to see the unseen. But of course, growing up, I was shut down, I was shamed, was judged. So very quickly I learned it to survive. I definitely wasn't going to talk about any of those things. So and then, 2017 came along, and it was this wake-up call. And my Nana Hughes came in, and she was a great support, actually. She was the one person that did support me growing up in Ireland, where I was born. But then in 1988, I was 10 years old, and we moved from Ireland and we moved to Australia. It was my mum and dad and brother and sister. So then I lost connection with the support that I had for my inner child and working with my intuition and the other realms. Nana and I were so connected to, Mother Gaia, loved, getting out into nature and giving blessings, and all these things started. I started remembering them all, and to be honest, what was really interesting too, I actually had a resistance with my Nana. Connecting with my Nana, because somewhere along the line, someone must have told me certain things. So for a long time, I couldn't connect with my Nana, who was there to help me. I couldn't connect with Mary Magdalene, was a big one. I had a huge resistance around Mary Magdalene, Sophia, and all the divine feminine. And it was really, I just felt really unsafe. I just felt really unsafe in my body. So that process of actually reconnecting to all those things that I actually loved and that were coded in my body, like that was what I came here to do. I had to really work with healing my body to create this safety, and to be able to then step into the work, to be able to work with the Ascended Masters, to be able to work with Mary Magdalene particularly. And she was the embodiment of bringing the heaven on earth codes, and so she really was a great guide. And so I did a lot of activations with Kyra, with a lot of high priestesses. So we had to work a lot on my throat. We had to work a lot on my solar plexus and my sacral. So my voice and speaking out, my power center, and then obviously my connection to the divine feminine. So I really had to clear all of those. That was probably the biggest transformational journey for me, was clearing those particular chakras. And interestingly enough, in human design, they are the ones that are defined. So they were the ones I really have had a lot of work to do, and still working on my throat, always working in the quantum, and calling in my guides to help me cleanse and clear, and get my chakras spinning at the right speed. And essentially I had to do this. Was having the awakening. It sort of dawned on me that I had these codes. There's a blueprint imprinted in my DNA, and I had an even bigger wake-up call in 2023 when I had the download that said your contract had ended. And I really feel that it was a contract with the narcissistic people that I was brought up with. And also, it was also to flip the script. So at one point, I couldn't talk. I was always told to be quiet. And even if it wasn't spiritual talk, I was still told to be quiet. So I learned very quickly that, well, I actually thought that maybe my purpose in life was to be the listener and not be the speaker. And funny enough, I realized, no, actually, you're here to actually share a lot of work, and you're here to activate your own codes first, then share it with your soul tribe using your voice. So it was important for me to be able to clear all of those centers to be able to do this kind of work. So it was scary. It was scary, but I just trusted. I trusted in God. I connected to my higher self, my God self, constantly on a daily basis, and I just had to surrender and know the divine plan was being unfolded and that I was safe.
Wow. What a journey. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing. And actually, yes, as I was connecting with this interview and with you, right? Like with the fact that I was gonna have you come live, that was pretty much like what was coming up. I was so curious about your experience because I know that you work a lot with the feminine, and so it's and this is it exactly like what you're sharing is like the incredible amount of work. And this is also something that I have found is like for women that are here to liberate the feminine, oftentimes and not always, there is like there is this quite a bunch of initiations and things to undo, imprints to heal, blueprints to reset. And this is a good segue for my next question, because I love that you shared that you are a great worker. And so I would love that you share with us, what would you say is the relation between working on each of your centers and your visibility wounds and grid work?
Oh, good question, actually. Yeah. So we are, because we are interrelated and we are connected to Mother Earth and Mother Gaia, it was super important for me to be able to connect my body to Mother Earth and to feel grounded and safe. So that's where, and to be able to upload her codes as well. So that's where I had to learn how to do the grid working very quickly as well. So it was a quantum leap learning to heal my body, but also heal, connect to Mother Earth and actually heal us both. Because, that's the thing with quantum healing is that we get to use our bodies. This avatar, this body that we've got actually has the ability to intend and direct energy. So we get to do the healing within, and as within, so without, as above, so below. So yeah, for 3 years actually, I operated a dog walking business, and I was sort of initiated into grid working. So I learned quantum healing, learned the connection, bringing in the heaven on earth codes, and connecting to source consciousness, connecting to Mother Earth's crystalline grid, which is the Christos grid, and basically bringing that all the way through my body. So so basically that work with connecting to source, bringing all of that into my body, was able to heal my body and then connect to Mother Earth as well. So and then give her the beautiful energy from source, because we are essentially all channels, and this is what a lot of us have forgotten, is that actually we are channels for the divine and we are connected. But we have a source frequency, we have God up there in the sky, but we also have Mother Earth, the divine feminine, down below in the earth, in the core. So we've got to really connect the two and bring the two together to be symbiotic, so that we are full and we're whole again. And that brings in the masculine and the feminine. And in the world that we live in, we've been very much in our masculine for so long with the patriarchy, and so it's really bringing in that balance again. So by connecting to source all the way down to Mother Earth, doing this grid work as we call it, and anchoring in those heaven on earth codes, we're literally healing our bodies as well as Mother Earth.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, it's like as you do the in the process of bringing these high frequencies from source to Mother Earth and connecting them both, there is also like this process of healing, and this amplifies your own healing. That's part of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Correct?
100%. Yeah. So you're actually utilizing source frequency from central sun, and you're using frequency from the divine mother. So from the divine father and the divine mother, and you're able to then by connecting that literally in a pillar of light or a column of ascension. This is what Jesus and Mary Magdalene were teaching, actually, along with the Essenes when they walked the earth. Is teaching people how to do this, was to bring in those heaven on earth codes, and which essentially healed us. It healed all of our chakras. It dispelled any density. We can actually ask any density to be released through our feet into Mother Earth, and she will transmute it. And any extra density that's around us, we can send that to source, and our source to transmute that. This is the profound effects of working with energy, that we can't see it tangibly, but it's all happening. And for example, I was bitten by a tick years ago, and I realize now that was my higher self trying to get me off to eating red meat, because I needed to clear my body so I could bring in the high frequency energies. So I had a lot of chronic fatigue and a lot of inflammation in my body, and I can honestly say, I haven't had any medication for any of this, but just by connecting to source and connecting to Mother Earth's crystalline grid and having that support and that frequency, I've actually healed it. And interestingly enough, I'm now able to eat red meat again. I mean, it's a choice now. It wasn't a choice back then. I would get really bad inflammation if I was to eat it. So yeah, there's just so much healing that can be done in the quantum, and it's just asking, it's connecting on a daily basis. It's it's magical, really, and it's all there for us. It's innate healing that we all have access to. We don't actually have to go outside ourselves at all. I mean, there are certain things where we do need medications for. Definitely, there's still that aspect, but on the whole, we get to heal. We can literally, our bodies are healing machines, and we literally have the ability to do the healing ourselves. And with with Jesus and Mary Magdalene teaching the Ascension, the whole idea was for our bodies to become lighter, and so that we held more light frequency. And I went to a funeral the other day, and it was so beautiful because my friend's Nana, she was mentioning about 3 months prior to passing over that God and her guides were coming in and they were preparing her. And it just got me thinking they were like clearing her energy, just getting her ready, her light body ready for when she was going to ascend. So it's super important work, really, because it just means that you get to live lighter, you get to live in alignment, and tapping into your higher self on a daily basis and tapping into source. It actually gets you in alignment in the decisions you make. So even so physically your body is going to be a lot more on point and aligned, but even your mental body is going to be directing you in the right way as well. So
yeah, thank you so much for sharing this part of the wisdom as well. And so, well, bringing it back to the subject, and what I also get from what you're sharing is that one of the biggest tools to support the process of, I think I did something with my camera. Okay, yeah, that's better. One of the ways in which you've been able to release density around, okay, being seen and claiming more of your gifts and stepping out more and more in your mission has been through this flow that you were also to us, correct? Yes.
oh yeah, like connecting to my higher self, my God self, and learning. I mean, my mind was just overactive, and the ego was just really very much in the way. So I really had to learn to just ask it to step aside, so that my God mind could actually step in and really help direct me on a daily basis. I mean, there was so many times when I was so worried about being seen, not just even from myself, but from my family and my boys. Because they're teenagers. And I mean, I'm sort of glad they're at the point where they're more independent, so they don't need mum to be the social, because there was literally, like, there was no one in my family that were going to support me with this kind of work, and I had to step out on my own, and just trust always that it was divinely guided and that I was doing it. Everything was in alignment. But there was so many moments of just being really, really worried and scared for myself and my family. But I had to learn to just get really uncomfortable, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and just knowing that all the emotions that people like shun are actually good. They're there, and to learn to listen to the body and to really feel into the body, and the body will sometimes if you've got anger. You were talking to Adrian yesterday, and I could really relate, with the anger. We're told that that's not particularly, it's socially acceptable, but actually anger is the fire, that's the passion that gets you moving forward. And then the sadness or depression, which is pressing down, depress, is when you're meant to sort of go within and just, allow yourself to be, go within and listen to yourself. So it was really important to actually be able to listen to my body, and that's the embodiment piece, really, with this kind of work, is that it's really important to embody the codes and listen to your body, and actually not judge it badly.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, it's like exactly like not. It's like this wisdom of staying present to your emotions, not needing to tag them, and sometimes because we tag them as something negative as well, right? But actually leaning in and then like see, okay, so what is this? What is the opportunity here? What is my body? What is this emotion here to tell me? Where is this coming from? Which is so much of the codex of quantum healing of, oh, this is, where is this coming from? Which aspect of me? What's the tool? Asking for the right support. But I love that what you're bringing forward also is like this wisdom of make it through the body. Allow yourself to be supported. Be a channel for the flow of high energies. Let them heal you. And then, well, we can see it, right? It's like you will rise. You will be in a place where it's like, oh my God, I've changed so, so much. Yeah.
Oh, we can't bypass. No, the body actually is so it's full of wisdom, and even like the womb space when we connect to her, like they have it's got so much information for us, So if you're feeling a certain way and you've got cramps in either side, like in your ovaries, and really feel in and ask your womb, like, what's the message here, Or if you're feeling angry, what's the message? You're feeling sad, what's the message? There's always a message. The body's always talking to us. And I think that was really important for quantum healing, was that, sure, we work in the astral, but we actually work with the body. Is super important that we work with the body as well, because she has a lot to offer us in terms of wisdom. I mean, it just blew me away when I found out that our wombs are connected to 7 ancestors back and 7 ancestors forward. So there's just so much, which means there's lots of wisdom, but there's also a lot of trauma to be cleared too, So like there's going to be a lot of like, for example, that was the other thing, I guess, with speaking out, is that a lot of us were, I know in one of my lifetimes, I think I had my tongue was like cut off, or another lifetime, a lot of us were beheaded or burned or all that. And they're all cellular memory that's in the body. So it's really important that when, pain or anything like that comes up, we actually listen and just by listening, this is the really profound part, is actually just by listening and acknowledging something, that's the healing. Like, you don't even have to go too far past that. You can you just acknowledge that something happened, like I see it, and that literally is the healing. And I love that it's actually quite easy when you lean in and you allow and you just accept it for what it is and surrender and just trust that your body's speaking, your intuition is speaking, and just really trust yourself again, trust.
Yeah, I love this too, because it's I was speaking about this also in the prior interview with Jess, which is that with the tools and with the frequencies that are available these days, in this time and age, 2025, it's not that you need to go into the nitty gritty of each emotion or each lifetime, even, right? More specifically, like, oh, this happened to me, and so like I need to go and do the extra healing work, because there's also this aspect, right? Because this is what I love about our community as well, that as quantum healers and women who are grounded in their body, doing the work, channeling high frequencies, co-creating with ascended masters, it's not so much about the shadow and revolving around like, oh, everything that happened, even identifying yourself with things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it gets to be as easy as you're saying, as identifying, bringing awareness to what is it that to oh, there's something going on, oh, I'm experiencing this. And in those moments you also get to lean into the higher frequencies, the power of your channel, the power of your womb. Like, we are not alone. And so like this is the big opportunity for all of us. I feel and I believe that as we do the work, yes, there's gonna be like more sophistication, more refinement, things are gonna come up, but also it can also, I love this angle of, it can also be as easy and as simple as bringing the awareness. And then I love also another word that you use, which is surrendering it. And in this context, I feel that there is a very earth medicine that it's so powerful in the moments of surrendering, which is freaking take action. The action taking. Because yes, like you get to have this moment of acknowledging, oh, something is happening, and maybe that's a moment of prayer, that's a moment of a hot shower, that's a moment of awareness. But we are women, we are mission queens, we are not ostrich. And so it's like you get to, okay, yeah, you wrap your wings around you and then take the aligned action anyway, because this is there's no way in which you can constantly be in the cycle of perpetual healing and build your capacity. Capacity is built through courage and action. So it's like this balance of the three.
Yeah, I love that. And like I really I agree and have to mention what you mentioned about stories and healing. It's not it's not an everlasting thing, it's actually a very empowering thing. It's just day by day listening, feeling in and actioning on what it is you need to do, and not making a story. Stories can really hold us back. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just allow, accept, don't make the story. Like for me, I was actually diagnosed with an illness that I didn't have, so for 16 years I was on a medication for an illness that I didn't have. And it's like quite profound, is that this story was that I had this, and then the family, they made the story. And even to this day, like, they're still in the past. They haven't seen, like, I haven't been on medication for about 10 years now, like at all, because I just refuse to sort of like touch anything. I'm just wanting to work with the source and just doing innate healing. But, like my family, they still bring up the past, throwing salt on old wounds, and it's like, that's the story that you've made. It's not even me anymore. Like, let that go, like, and I think that can be so detrimental, is creating stories, especially when they're attached to, timelines that mean that you take a medication, that isn't actually going to really benefit you. I mean, on that medication, I had so much breakthrough mania, that it was just like, when I came off it, my partner at the time, my husband at the time, he was like, wow, like, you're so much better off this medication. And I was like, I know, I was told a lie essentially, but that was my soul contract to come here and, live that reality and then learn from it. And this is the other big piece actually with quantum healing. And this is where Kuan Yin as an ascended master is really good. Is learning forgiveness and unconditional love for self. So, the forgiveness for my family and anyone that took on that story and just kept throwing it at me, like even when I was pregnant with the boys, they're now 18 and 17. And so each time I was pregnant, I would come off the medication. My gynecologist would be like, no, you don't need it while you're on, when you're pregnant, your hormones will balance. But each time I would go back on, because I had, my mum, bless her soul, she's now passed, but her role was to keep me on that medication, I think. And so in this lifetime, like, I had her in my ear. She was a nurse, and I mean, she was beautiful, very nurturing, but essentially our relationship had me down a timeline that really, I guess, had me in a sense of duality, so I could see the duality and then step out of that story. Yeah. And that's the big thing, stepping away from that story and go, that's not me. Like, that is not me.
Yes, and so I love what you said about, it's like, because it's such a different framework, way of framing it, which it's my healing is empowering. My remembrance, my expansion, my expansion is empowering. Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom and experiences, Anne-Marie. And as we wrap up today, share with us where you're at now as a result of having said yes to, going to where it's scary and actually, in an empowered way, claiming your divine visibility. What has shifted for you, for your mission, as a result of stepping into your divine visibility?
Oh, well, the big thing is the voice activation and actually being seen on a regular basis, and just leaning into, speaking through my story, speaking through everything that I've been through to help the others. That was one really important thing. Was I know I have, we all have soul tribe and we all rise together. So, for me, activating that was super important. And now I'm offering, 2-week containers where we get to work with the Ascended Masters and we work through all the things that you're going through. So I'm offering that now, which I just absolutely love, working with people in that capacity. That's just transformational, those 2 weeks. And my latest offering is doing grid work. So I'm hoping to work with real estate agents and doing grid work on the land, because that's another one of my big passions, is to help Mother Earth. So yeah, it's it's coming out, especially on LinkedIn. You know, for me, it's you know, I've come from a corporate world, and it's like there's certain things I've had to realize that it's safe, you know, it's safe to talk about this stuff now. And, you know, like someone has to talk about it. Someone has to start it, because we rise together. It's like, that's why I just love, you know, your journey and connecting with you. I think it's since 2022, you know, we've been in each other's field, and, you know, you've really helped me, you know, you by stepping out and being the trailblazer and having the courage to just embody everything that you've learned. Like, I just really feel the urge, and I know that it's time basically to really step in and just share it more and more. So yeah, I'm excited, because it's very rewarding, and on a soul level it's very satisfying, and it makes the inner child extremely happy to know, which is, you know, obviously your intuition, to know that we're doing the thing, we're doing what we came here to do. And it's a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun, and it gets really easy, because when you listen to your soul, and you become more, you know, in alignment. So, and I guess that would be my biggest sort of message to anybody that is, you know, listening, and that is just a little bit worried about stepping back, is just tap into your higher self. She, you know, your higher self will guide you in the right direction, and it will always keep you on track, and it will always keep you safe and protected. So, and you are safe and protected always.
Oh, I love that so much. I love that so much. And also, thank you for acknowledging or mentioning that I have been part of that journey, and I love it, because this is the core essence of mission soul, of this community, and just of being a mission soul in actuality, which is that your time will pass just as it did in other lifetimes. This is not the first time we are here, and probably not the last one, because we are stubborn AF. But then, like, make it count, because it's not just for you, it's for us, for the ones that lock arms and wings with us, and for the ones that come behind, and so, like, after us. So thank you so much for all the wisdom, for sharing your journey, also those encouraging words for those who are like on the brink of, oh my God, their next level. And so, to finalize, if someone wanted to connect with you and learn more about what you do, or even receive this throat activation and clearing and all the juicy, beautiful stuff that you do, what would be the best way to connect with you?
Oh, thank you so much, Margaret. Yeah, the best way would be my website, www.annemariehughes.com.au. But I am on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. So I'm always available on those platforms as well. So yeah, I look forward to working with any of my prospective, my soul family. It's and this is another magical thing that happens, is that when there's a throat. The collective. So this is the other thing, is that the really magical part is that when you step into this work, you are aligned, and your soul family comes. So this is the part that I enjoy the most, because it's you know, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's playful. Yeah, so I just look forward to meeting more soul family. I just because that is essentially what's happened this last couple of years since I've stepped into this, is actually that I've closed the door on, you know, the not so good, and then it's opened the door for my soul family to come in. So I did have to put those boundaries in first for the soul family to come in. So
oh, I love that. I love that, and I agree. It's the most beautiful thing too. It's beyond clients. It's like soul family,
yeah.
people who have contracts to receiving from you. Well, my love, thank you so much for today. I look forward to keep seeing you rising more and more and more, and having even more fun in your mission.
Oh,
And yeah, thank you for saying yes, and have a beautiful rest of the day.
you too. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Margaret. Love you.